afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the Winklerverse. And thank you to everybody joining us that may have heard about the show via the Bart Winkler Show, as I've promoted it a lot lately. Anyway, good to be with you. Why?
Why more than usual?
I'm proud of it.
Well, specifically like this, it's hard not to be proud of it.
I'm just proud of it. I want more people to get to know Grant Bills alongside here from the Whisper Sports Show. Yeah. Paul Imig. I want more people to get to know you, friend of show, friend of life. I want people to get to know you. So, yeah, I've been doing that. Also, the other thing, Grant, you got me all fired up. I put on the Packers shareholder shirt today.
Let's go.
Not to just piggyback off what you're doing and steal your thunder.
Not stealing at all.
But I am the Packers shareholder thing. I just noticed you did you throw it out there in just like a gentle quib, and then you got some people riled up. The Packers owner thing, like it's jealousy, right? Or it's like, hey, that's kind of cool, but they're doing it so it's lame.
Yes.
Like if we just stripped everything we know about sports and threw us into today, Thanksgiving Eve, Blackout Wednesday Eve, the phrase that I invented. And you're just like, hey, wouldn't you know it? The St. Louis Cardinals have been fan-owned since 1913. We'd be like, God, that is so lame.
Yeah.
But they'd be like, what do you mean? It's awesome. And it would be awesome. But when the Orlando Magic joined in the 80s, they decided to have a fan ownership. We'd say, what the hell? And they'd be like, oh, I'm a Magic owner. I get to vote on the board of the Magic. And you'd be like, God, it's so stupid. But it's not. It's just something cool to say. I don't mind if people think. I don't mind if people think like, so these guys have a piece of paper. It says they own a team. Granted, this was a sale that needed to occur 100 years ago, or the Packers don't exist.
Yeah.
And so they've kept on those traditions so that what? They can build more seats, even though you are keeping them viable in the same way we were a century ago. I can still see if someone just doesn't get it or think that's lame. But the arguments that I always go to are imagine growing up as a Packer fan and they're still here. But do you know how many years of my life would have been, are the Packers going to move?
Yeah.
Every time there would have been a new owner, even when there wasn't, anytime there would have been any sort of change, anytime there would have been any bad period. I don't even know that they make it to the 90s with how bad the 70s and 80s were.
The 70s and the 80s.
I've heard about those.
I mean, what would be worse? Could you imagine being like, we had a team in Green Bay until 1985 and then it moved to Charlotte? Like that would suck, dude. That would suck so much. So wouldn't you pay just the $250 or $300 just to know that you never had to deal with that ever? We had it with the Bucks. We've had it with the Brewers. We'll have it again. I would pay right now. The dividend thing is what drives me nuts. The dividend thing. Oh, because I'm not collecting $7.33 on this piece of paper I willingly bought. It's no good. I'm not collecting on my car. I'm not collecting on my house. These are other things I own that I'm proud of. Hey, I've also, tried to been dabbling in Bitcoin. That's something I own, and I'm losing my ass. So maybe owning something and not losing money, maybe that's a win. So you got me all fired up. We own the team. Paul, of course, can't because he used to cover them.
Do you want to know? Well, two things. One, this is a tried and true go-to Bart Winkler original take. With wouldn't you pay $250 to make sure the Brewers never left? Wouldn't you pay $250 to make sure the Bucks never left?
In a heartbeat, but not even to never leave, Paul. To never have to deal with it's cheaper to keep them. Here's the sign, to just not have to deal with any of that ever is more than worth that.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, most fan bases, especially bigger markets, 90% of markets will never have to worry about moving, right? But for the 10% where it's at least a possibility, what would St. Louis Rams fans in St. Louis give to have not lost the Rams? A lot of money.
Even Bears fans saying the Bears will never leave. Brother, the White Sox may leave. That's Chicago. Nobody's as immune as they think they are. Nobody is. Nobody is.
Well,
the Brooklyn Dodgers were never going to leave.
Different time. I mean, like, do like New Jersey Nets fans feel betrayed, or is Brooklyn close enough? Probably they would feel betrayed, right? Like, it's a whole different state. Although the New York Giants and New York Jets play in New Jersey, I don't know how they would feel. But certainly, like, Bart, we watched when we were 14 years old, watched the St. Louis Rams in the Super Bowl. If we were from St. Louis, we would have, in our prime teenage years, watched our team in the Super Bowl, and then fast forward to being parents and been like, so we used to have a football team here. They are now in Los Angeles, so I guess I kind of cheer for them, but it's complicated. That would suck.
That's harder than the birds and the bees talk. It's right up there.
We used to have a football team in our city, kid.
Mm-hmm.
I told my son, I was trying to tell my kid about the Milwaukee Braves, that the Braves used to be in Milwaukee and they won a title here. And then he said, like, don't you think that Braves numbers should be retired by the Brewers? Hank Conda forever. And that's the kind of pop culture crossover that I can get behind.
Obviously, that story. At first, though, I thought, and it's like, he's 6. No, he did not. The other thing I was going to say in response, I think I covered just one Packers shareholder offering. What do you think media covering the Packers think privately about those who willingly spend the $250?
Well, media thinks that us common fans are complete and total bonobos. Sports reporters, sports writers would do their job without fans. It's like a Veep when they say the executive branch, the White House would work so much better without a president. So we work around that. That's how you people feel about that.
Sports writers don't write for the people picking up the paper. They write for the guy in the column next to theirs.
Oh, good take.
They're writing for each other. They ain't writing for us. That's why we have to have all these blogs and podcasts, and we have to say, this is for the fans, by the fans. That's what we have to do.
That's true.
Yeah, no comment on that part, but Grant, great Veep pull, and
no comment on that part.
I love Ben Cafferty. I'm sorry, was I misguided in my guess of how you
I would love to be in the confines of that conversation, but remember, I applied to the Packers to cover the shareholders as a media, and they said just sit in the stands instead.
Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst. Hey, can we get a guest on? Our media day was last Monday. Any and all were free to attend. It's like, I know, but can you just give them a phone for 10 minutes, please? Get them on the show, whatever. It's fine.
How do people in that business not understand that you doing 10 minutes live one-on-one with a player is better for everybody than going with a recorder, getting like a 4-minute. And you ever realize, like, when I interview someone on the phone and it's 10 minutes, it feels like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But when I interview someone with a microphone live and it's 3 minutes, it feels like 37 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
I did 4 minutes with Trevor McGill. I thought it was 40. I was scared shitless the whole time and ran out of batteries. I don't even have the audio. I just pretended. I'm like, oh, I looked down. I'm like, that didn't record. Thank you, Trevor. Appreciate it. That's a good take, actually.
Kudos to Logan Schaefer for once doing it twice with me, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Because I was so scared of what they would say if I didn't have Logan Schaefer for the Z-Bart on Deck show that I had to track him back down in the side equipment room in the tunnel out to the dugout.
Pre-game show?
To say, Logan, I'm sorry to bother you. We just talked. It didn't record. I didn't press play. He was like, what?
I have his autograph on my glove. I got it at spring training as a young child. Man,
Really?
They used to have the on-deck show and the post-game and producers to cover things.
Yeah.
Feels like so long ago. Anyway.
Well, what do you got for us, Iron Boy?
Well, we just got past 9 minutes, so let's talk about 9, shall we? JJ McCarthy. So there are 6 games left in the Vikings season, and there are 17 games next season. That's a total of 23 games. Why do I tell you that? JJ McCarthy will start fewer than 25 more games in his NFL career. Or In other words, if he starts all 6 this year, he might not. He's concussed. And then all 17 next year, that would be 23. Okay. JJ McCarthy will start fewer than 25 more games in his NFL career. Why don't we also put this in like you get $1 million if you're right, nothing if you're wrong. Where are you putting it? JJ will start fewer than 25 more. Or
Would you like me to go first on this one, Bart? I feel strongly.
Sure.
Okay, I'll go because here was my thought, Paul. Typically, when a quarterback is drafted and they suck and they go somewhere else, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, they're going to a better situation, typically, if they go on to succeed.
Yeah.
Where is JJ McCarthy going to go that's better than this? He's got awesome wide receivers, a good O-line, 2 good running backs, and the coach who saves bad quarterbacks.
Right.
So I would think, well, he's a top draft pick. Of course, he'll get another opportunity, but where?
Right.
The Jet, like he's supposed to go revive his career with the Jets. So I think I'll say
Bart.
Now you go, Bart.
JJ McCarthy will start fewer than 25 more games in his NFL career.
I can't give a real answer because of fantasy football.
I know you can't.
So when he came out, when they all came out, I thought who was so Caleb I thought was QB1.
No, you saw Penix was QB1.
Oh yeah, Penix. I was gonna say 2. Okay, Penix 1, Caleb 2. Daniels I was iffy on.
I think May you were pretty iffy on. Nix you were iffy on.
Nix I thought could be. I liked how much game time. I do like when guys are he played for college in 5 years. I like that. That's good.
Except when they've had 3 knee repairs, but yeah.
McCarthy, I thought was going to be not good. I didn't think he did anything at Michigan. And then he got drafted by the Vikings. And then I took him in the 3rd round of a fantasy draft I'm in with you, Dynasty. And then people were offering me first for him. And I said no. And now I'm never going to get that back.
I mockingly suggested a 2028 4th for JJ McCarthy.
I think Paul would have given me all his first for Hubbard and McCarthy at the beginning of the year. And I said,
boy, would you like to rewind on Chuba Hubbard and JJ McCarthy 3 months ago?
To both of them.
Yes, exactly.
But I do give quarterbacks a longer leash. I'm not willing to quit on guys. But McCarthy, I'll say this because as much as I was perturbed that LaFleur made a 2-score game a 2-score game by kicking a field goal. Yes. And again, if I may just pivot to the LaFleur corner of the show, just he does not earn, and I've already said this take, but I'll say it here. He does not earn the benefit of the doubt. If you're Love's hurt and they have a short week, that's why he's playing conservative. That makes sense if this wasn't the same game plan he had against Carolina against Cleveland. So I want to believe you, but he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. But the reason that I wasn't so I just looked at that as an opportunity to shit on LaFleur, and I took it. But the reason I wasn't in the moment worried about, oh no, it's going to come back to bite them, was because the Vikings were doing nothing on offense and McCarthy instilled no fear at all into anybody. I mean, I'm not sure, certainly not this season, where I felt less fear of a quarterback. Even Bryce Young or Dylan Gabriel.
Flacco times 2.
Or no, Flacco. We didn't face Gabriel. Flacco, I really might have to go back to
Jameis Winston, did you say?
Jameis. I might have to go back to Joe Webb.
That play, yep.
Where I just did not have any concern about what the other quarterback was going to do. And that's very bad. That's a very bad sign. Now, 25 starts. I will think he gets more than 25 starts.
So I'll be the tiebreaker and definitively go with Grant on he will not. Well, sorry, I guess I would say he will start fewer than 25 more games. I think the difference is, so like we just mentioned, Winston.
Just dab Grant?
Yeah. Little treat for folks on the Dan Shaney YouTube stream, the DSYT.
If you're a top 2 pick, Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota are both starting games this season for teams as backups, right? They were the number 1 and number 2 overall pick, hyped up to be good. How many more games will Zach Wilson start, right? I mean, if Sam Darnold had not had the renaissance with the Vikings, and he didn't get to your point, Grant, about why McCarthy, where's he going to go? Because he already has Kevin O'Connell. If Darnold hadn't had the opportunity to go with a coach like that, where else would he have gone? Like, you're not going to do the reverse Darnold from the Vikings to the Jets and then be like, all right, my career is resurrected. I just was in a bad situation. You're in an incredible situation.
Yeah.
The thing I would say on the pro side, not enough to flip my vote, but he's only 22. Penix, same draft, is like 4 years older. So even if like he backs up for 6 years as a number 2 and then comes into a game and plays well and then gets a starting job for a year, but I don't see it at all. Whatever the ankle thing was earlier in the year, where was he hurt? Did O'Connell just be like, I think Carson Wentz gives us a better chance to win? What is that saying about it? But this is a decision that clearly has destroyed the Vikings season, having Daniel Jones and Darnold in the building in so many ways, choosing McCarthy. Did they get outbid on Daniel Jones, or did Daniel Jones choose the Colts? If you gave him $10 million more or a multi-year contract, he would.
Well, they passed on Jones, who makes 15, to sign Carson Wentz, who makes 1.2.
Right, but the point is like, I've heard people say, well, Daniel Jones chose to go to the Colts. He chose them over the Vikings. Yeah, offers were similar, and he had a better chance to beat out Anthony Richardson at the time than he did going against a guy coming back from an injury in McCarthy, who was just a first-round pick that previous year. If you would have said, hey, Daniel Jones, we believe in you, here's 3 for $60, he wouldn't have chosen the Colts, right? And like if Darnold, if they had made a more serious bid for him, he wouldn't have gone to Seattle. Anyway, it's a franchise fucking move, like with a hyphen in the middle, right? It fucked your franchise. You see the modifier there, Grant?
I do.
All of it to say, I think McCarthy is, while young and while we'll get other chances because he's a first round pick and he has the pedigree of a good college court, well, a successful, I don't know if good, but successful in the standings college court. I don't see it. I just don't know how he continues to get starts, whether here or elsewhere, enough to go into 2020. Again, if he starts every game this year and every game next year, he's still too shy of my hypothetical 25 number. I don't think he's starting games in 2027 and beyond to hit my minimum requirement. So McCarthy will start fewer than 25 games in his NFL career from this point on. It will be fewer than 25.
I will say he's the worst starter, hands down, right? Unless there's someone I'm missing. Can't you also like get like 6 or 7 backups that he's markedly worse than right now? Like, he's not the 32nd worst quarterback in football. Like, I wouldn't want him as my backup.
Right.
I could get a better backup right now.
Malik Willis, you would not try. I mean, like, if you're the Packers and you're like, hey, like, you're a contender-ish, you're going to very likely make the playoffs. Do you want to add McCarthy for nothing, but you have to drop Malik Willis?
No. Hell no.
Like, no. Like, no.
Mac Jones, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I have a
there've been some good backup performances this year.
Yeah.
I have a phrase that I'd like to introduce into the proceedings.
Wow.
Please, Bart.
I would say, I don't even know if this is said the right way. No, it is actually the wrong way. You know how I'm trying to fix, so don't let good be the enemy of great.
Don't let good get in the way of perfection or something. Don't let perfection get in the way of good or something like that. Yeah.
Like,
fan is short for fanatic.
The Vikings are trying. They had Case Keenum, who got him to an NFC championship.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is not enough. We need Kirk Cousins. Never got back. They had Sam Darnold, who got him to 14 wins. This is not enough. We need J.J. McCarthy. They are looking for this perfect guy that's going to take them over the hump when I think Darnold showed you didn't need that. I mean, Darnold, what's he doing with JSN right now? Why is he doing that? Oh, because Darnold likes to target number one receivers, and you have one of the best of them.
Yeah.
And this guy is not catching balls right now, Justin Jefferson, because McCarthy's not giving him opportunities to do so. If anyone should be A.J. Browning themselves out of the league, it's him. So I think the Vikings keep. And another tweet I saw, I just want to mention too. Bears fans griping about the owners. Like, who would you rather have? Me and Grant as your owners or 9 McCaskey kids?
Also, no one invited them. It was a tweet back at a Vikings account. Why are you involved?
Why are they saying fuck Green Bay on their way out after beating the Steelers?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why are they saying that at Wrigley Field? Why are we nerds for pointing that out? We're not little pointing out your little brotherness does not make us little brother.
That's a mental right? It might. I don't know.
Maybe it's not about little brother and big brother. Maybe they're middle child, which would be even worse. With all due respect. As an eldest, I don't deal with any of this nonsense.
An eldest child myself over here. Paul, how about you?
Same.
Yeah, you can feel that aura in the show.
Absolutely. Okay. Packers. We went Packers adjacent. Now let's go Packers direct. There are at least 3 NFC teams more likely to represent the conference in the Super Bowl than the Green Bay Packers. At least 3. I will tell you the odds as they currently stand have the Packers as the 5th favorite team in the NFC to represent it. That is the betting aspect of it, but what is the Grant and Bart aspect of it? The Packers.
That's what Vegas says.
That's what Vegas says. There are at least 3 NFC teams, in your opinion, more likely to represent the conference in the Super Bowl than the Green Bay Packers. Mm-hmm. Or mm-mm.
All right. So here's how we'll play this fun game. You get $50 million, $10 million, and $1 million.
50, 10, and 1. Okay.
Pick your 3 NFC Super Bowl representatives.
To win 50?
Yeah. For $50 million, I might have to go over to Grant's side and put the LA Rams.
So it's the Rams are unquestioned in one of my 3 for the 50 million. Eagles.
For 10 million, I would put the Eagles. I'm glad they actually lost.
Me too.
Because they've been acting like they've been losing. The analogy I keep giving on the Bart Winkler show, Get Them While They're Hot, is they are acting like me in college. They are having a perfectly fine time. Everything's fine. They have fine friends. They can get a little strange on the side. Maybe not the strange that you're pining over, but I mean, this is minor league ball. All hits count the same. No one's looking at the box score and digging through what kind of pitch you have.
And Fangraphs doesn't exist.
No, it's all a hitter and out.
Quality of the pitcher.
It's when batting average mattered.
Yeah,
different era.
Yeah, you can't compare eras, Paul. That's the thing.
Yet here I am being all garbage, being all I'm only happy when it rains, being all emo, being all I want to live my life like I'm Seth Cohen, always looking out the window to an emotional song, getting on a sailboat, heading up to Portland.
I'm sorry, this was you in college?
Grants. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I was an emo piece of shit.
Okay.
And that's what the Eagles are. They're so emo. They are so Ryan Atwood about it. It is so gross. OC.
Ryan Atwood is
OC. It's just it's so lame. They're so Julie Cooper. So everything's always something. And now they finally lost. So good. But I would put 50 on the Rams, 10 on the Eagles, and maybe $1 million on the Lions.
Oh, I misunderstood. Okay, so I don't get to put 3 teams in my 50 million bucket. I got to divert. I see. The Rams are absolutely my $50 million team. The Eagles are absolutely my $10 million team. They're the top 2. And Vegas agrees. I think I'd go. I mean, right? One of those.
Then I was going to say, how much of your own money would you put on the Packers?
Well, you would take, as a person in Wisconsin, right? You would at least put the $1 million on the Packers because you'd be pissed that they would make the Super Bowl because they didn't. But if you were to remove that aspect of it, I would do the Lions. But because it's not the 50 or the 10 million and it's only 1 million, I think the pain of not picking the Packers as you watch them advance to the Super Bowl would be too much. But in a neutral setting, in a neutral state, yeah, Lions.
Did you see somebody
Rams
tweeted
Rams 1, Eagles 2, Lions 3. But Packers right there.
Grant?
I would I mean, the Rams are very Rob Thomas. They're very the last beautiful girl, if you will. They're the last contender that hasn't given us a month where we're like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
true.
Eagles, we're like, I don't know. The Lions, for as dog ass as JJ McCarthy is, I can't get it out of my head. That Vikings team went into Ford Field and beat the Lions this calendar month. So while I think the Lions are great and would be
and they almost lost to the Giants. They needed the Giants to do the right decision, go on a 4th down, try to win.
Correct.
Got punished for good behavior.
That's woke. The Rams have not given us, well, and maybe they did. Maybe it was early on. Maybe I don't remember it. But they're like the last contender that, like, Matt Stafford hasn't had a 4-interception game like Sam Darnold. And the Rams did. So the Rams would be my number 1. My number 2 would probably be the Eagles, because I could just see them winning some really ugly ass playoff games, and we just go, yeah, all right, because
they win those games without like even giving a shit.
I don't know, and I think Detroit would probably be 3. Here, may I posit, like, there's no Seahawks interest at all?
No, I thought Seahawks. The Seahawks were the team I was riding until the Rams beat them, and then, I thought the Eagles' defense was great for 2 weeks, and then they let the Cowboys do that. And you're right. Right now, the Rams just have the best taste in our mouth.
I think so. I will say, however, the Lions feel closer to the Packers than ever before. The Eagles, much of the same. And I think they can beat the Rams. Like, just because I have 3 teams in front of them does not mean, like, well, we're not contenders. Like, no, I think the Packers have a great opportunity to be a contender. It's just I would put those 3 teams slightly ahead of them.
By the way, the Seahawks are the 3rd in the standings. So it's Rams plus 210, Eagles plus 310, Seahawks plus 600, Lions plus 650, Packers plus 800. Then a pretty big drop. San Francisco plus 1,600.
I think the Packers, where they're at in some of these odds, they're getting like Notre Dame treatment. They are getting like Alabama treatment.
Legacy.
Yep.
Reputation. Very Taylor Swift of them.
Yep. Because then this is something that I think I've been kind of dicking around with. And I saw a tweet last night that my radio that has helped me out with it. I say this about the Bills, where I just know what the interviews were like this season in Western New York when they would have on a national NFL writer and be happy to get him on.
I know what you're going to say. I know where this is going. Cook.
They would bring on the national guy. The guy I remember doing this all the time was Jason Cole. Remember Jason Cole?
Throwback. I do remember Jason Cole.
So he would come on, and he must have done this interview with us 3 straight years. But we're like, all right, here's the deal. The offensive line is banged up. The defense can't figure it out. The special teams are a mess. I am presenting to you national guy who is asked about 32 different teams and expected to provide more information than what we have locally.
I know exactly where this is going.
I think
I am asking you, what do you see? Because here's what we see. And the phrase they would always say was,
but do you have Aaron Rodgers?
If you got Aaron Rodgers, you got a chance.
But do you have Aaron Rodgers? And we would say, well, yeah, but then you got a chance. Because Aaron Rodgers is the kind of guy who's going to mask all these things, but he's not. Like, he didn't the last 5 years. And sometimes the team starts to think that way.
Yeah.
So I think like maybe
to be fair, he can. Like Josh Allen has this year, but you can't do it enough. You know what I mean? Like
Aaron Rodgers in 2016 did it by himself.
Yes.
But the furthest he could get was the NFC Championship game. And that is not a see, this is why I always say LeBron should get credit for losing in the finals. Because he gets some of these teams that team had no business being in the NFC Championship game. Aaron Rodgers got them there. Now, if you had better at the positions I griped about, maybe then you would have gone to a Super Bowl. But if you just dismiss, and if teams dismiss, like, well, should we go out and trade for this number one receiver? We could. We'd give up a lot. And Josh Allen, like we have Josh Allen. So I know they went through that. So what I'm saying is, and maybe it took me being in a national host shoes to realize this.
Very big shoes.
They don't know anything.
Yeah.
Here's this tweet from a guy named Clayton last night.
Oh, I know Clayton.
Zach Lowe saying Brooke aged 10 years in the offseason instead of acknowledging he played with Giannis, who covered up his flaws. LOL, no one watches the Bucks. It's true. And then and this is the part that I'm annoyed with. When you're a local fan and you tell somebody like this, no, the offensive line sucks. No, Brooke Lopez can't move. You get laughed at.
Yes.
You, the guy who watches your team. I complain about some of these little Bucks fans that are 19 years old, but you know what they do? Even in this society of all this shit going on, they might, after a 10-0 deficit, be like, oh, fuck, we suck. This is the worst fucking shit ever. Oh, Giannis is out. We're 8-10. Worst fucking team ever. They might go from zero to end of the world way too quickly. But you know what they are doing? They're watching their team.
Yeah.
They're watching the game. They're watching 82 games. Do they understand the concepts of basketball as much as some of the guys who played it and now pontificate of the desk of NBA Countdown? Maybe they don't. Do they have eyes that can tell them simple things like, hey, that guy fucking sucks, I think? Yes, they do. So, local, and I've always said this, local is the best. Local, if I'm going to keep doing this in this business, I think the national days should be behind me. I think local is where I am best served. So I will continue to do my job that I love. But there will be an obvious push for more output and effort into local content, because that is what I know. Local.
Clip it.
You really dialed it up. By the way, that Jason Cole thing, national guests suck. Like I see some stations. It's like we got Adam Schefter Tuesday morning at 7:10. Fuck, I'd rather have Pete Doherty for 4 minutes than listen to Adam Schefter. I'm dead. I am dead serious.
If you want Packers analysis,
if we're actually trying to talk about the Packers, and that's not shade on Pete Doherty. He's incredible. I love Pete Doherty. But I don't know who's the worst.
You should want the local perspective. Now, if it's like you're going to ask NFL across the board, sure. But like if you're like, I want to do 10 minutes on Packers. Adam Schefter knows shit compared to.
But then, Paul, you know what I mean? Well, then the host actually has to, hey, how do I frame these questions to get the best out of my guest? No one's fucking, Packers Vikings. What'd you think? I thought Matt LaFleur, we're all mad that everyone's conservative. I thought it was pretty good. What do you think, Adam? Like, yeah, that'll be great content for your guest.
Look, anybody in Packer country who doesn't think Matt LaFleur would be hired in 3 seconds, what are you basing that off of? You know his agent? Like, what are you basing that off of?
So I might have told this story, but this was like my aha moment, which was covering the Packers. Here's the backstory. In college, I wrote a piece for the college paper that was called "The Best Hour on Television."
Where'd you go to school?
Well,
You don't have to share if you don't want.
Milwaukee. You don't.
You get me wrong. Okay.
But it was the best hour in TV, and it was Around the Horn and then PTI. This is the baseline I want you to understand that I'm starting from. I loved it. I watched it every day. I would record it on VCR if I missed it. I met Michael Wilbon and told him this story about, this is part of what wanted me to do all this, right?
Did he give you a casino chip, or was he friendly?
He did not Paul Allen me, as he did to Bart. This is the starting point to say I'd watch it every day.
There's a lot that I kept that chip instead of spending it, though, does it not?
Did you frame it?
That's in my box over there.
That's just a souvenir. I mean, can you even cash it in at this point? What does it matter? Sorry.
Yeah, what is it? It's not like it pays me back 3 cents a year.
Do you get to make football decisions? Stupid.
Yeah. What, so you get to vote on a board? Who cares?
Sorry, Paul.
That's all right. So as I'm covering the Packers, and then they would talk about a Packers topic, they were so consistently wildly off in what they were saying. And they said it with their chest, sort of, right? Like they were very verbose in like, this is what the deal is. Trust me, I'm a national TV analyst who has done this for decades. I know. Tony Kornheiser, Michael Wilbon, I know. And I'm telling you this, and you're going to believe this because this is how the information gets shared and how people believe things or don't believe things. And it wasn't even like in the ballpark from a premise perspective of like accurate. And then someone like myself or aforementioned Pete Doherty or others on the beat would have to write how many things or say how many things on a radio show to get that level of reach to override the wrong that was shared on a station on a show with that much reach. What that made me realize is that all of the credibility I put in those guys on every other team and every other sport that I don't know everything about was instantly put into question, right? Because if you're that wildly wrong about the Packers, chances are you're that wildly wrong about everything. And so it just completely shattered my worldview of like, oh yeah, you guys, you're good television presence. And I like the structure of your show. You don't know anything. And that's not even a knock. You're expected to cover multiple leagues in every team in it. Of course you don't know. But also then as a viewer, as a listener, don't put any stock into it. It's entertainment. Take it for what it is. Put nothing of value into it.
I wish they would treat it. I wish Stephen A would treat it like entertainment and not like.
Trust me. Yeah.
I don't even know what he treats it like anymore. Like that weird Drake May thing. I love the premise of you like experiencing media ego death because of a pardon the interruption thing. When most people I remember in college I had a bunch of mushrooms and I went up to Granddad's Bluff and Paul's like watching his VCR tapes, just a very different experience.
Probably the highlight of my career, honestly, would be I did a one-on-one with Dwight Howard in which the interview was very interesting. And we got to talking and I wrote it the next day and it was a big story and it led PTI.
Hell yeah.
It led PTI. And I was like, all right, I'm good. Like this is the pinnacle. Right. So.
Hell yeah.
Did they say your name?
Yeah. I have it recorded.
Wow.
And it was premised with Kornheiser saying like, Wilbon, did you hear what Dwight Howard said after the game with the Magic and the Bucks the other night? Like, it was like, you got to hear this quote. That was fun.
You're going to pull this out. I want to see this.
Yeah, privately. Well, I'll share it with you.
All right.
You're a trusted source. All right, I'm going to play you a quick clip, and then I'm going to have one last topic.
Oh, you brought a clip.
Brought a clip. It's a quick clip from the Bart Winkler show. And Grant, I want your analysis of the host.
Okay.
1 second. Of course, it's going to be like this.
The buttons play. It looks like a triangle.
Anyway, 888-710-47. I gotta go to the bathroom. It's a Bart Winkler show.
Was that after my long Shadur thing?
It was right in that range, so probably.
Yeah, I just ran out of steam.
Most people do that, blah, 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 and then they'll read it again before going.
I didn't care to. I didn't want to. I've sent the number. I did like 20 minutes about Shadur and like how he's just a guy who wants to win. He's hyping himself up, and you're taking the wrong clip. And some guys like people don't like Shedeur, and they don't even know why. They just feel like they're not supposed to.
He's a different presentation, right?
AJ McCarthy calls himself 9 and puts eye black and body in the lower thirds, and it's like, if Shedeur was doing that, then I'd be like, and then people are, Shedeur did that one interview where he didn't talk. Okay, how many interviews of people do you even ever see?
Here's what I would say. Like, it's a different presentation. The clip that I saw, I think Monday it would have been, where he talked about like the school he went to, but then his dad would take him to other football games growing up, and that's what he had to experience. That's what put the dog in him. Like, Shedeur is a captivating individual, right? Like, he's someone I want to watch and listen to, because even like when he came in as the backup after Dylan Gabriel had his concussion, and the crowd, they're tapping each other on the shoulder, like he's going, and like they're heating up, right? And then he's just like, he gets out there and he's just like kind of doing stuff. It's a sports writer's dream, right? Because
it's a story. You guys don't root for results, you root for stories.
And no overtime.
But it's
yeah, and a cold beer after.
At a reasonable price, of course.
All right, and good food, maybe a good burger. Oh, and what are you listening to on the way over? Bruce.
Gotta be Bruce.
The boss.
I should have known I didn't fit in with that crowd as soon as I didn't like Bruce. Or Seinfeld. I know I'm the outlier on both of these. Every sports writer loves Seinfeld and Springsteen. What was I saying? I have no idea.
Shedeur, captivating moment.
He's a captivating character.
Sports writer's dream.
Bart, you played a clip on your national show of Davis Mills, and like, it's paint fucking dry.
Oh my God, he was so bored.
But like this. So the point is, like, when your baseline, and I'm not saying Davis Mills is a baseline. By the way, Davis Mills is better than JJ McCarthy.
Davis Mills sounds like the most baseline name that's ever been written on a birth certificate. So I think you're not offending anyone by saying that he's baseline, Paul.
No, but I'm saying he's not the standard. He's more boring than your average NFL quarterback, is kind of what I'm saying. But sure. Like, when you have someone who is
Davis Mills, they meant to name him David, right? And they fucked up. Did you hear about? I'm sorry.
There's not much more to say, but I mean, like that's Shedeur he's different, and anytime someone's different, it's going to be polarizing.
Did you hear about? Do you know what AJ Brown stands for? Did you hear me say this?
I did not, but I feel like was this the name that when I played like Take Me Out to the Paul game with you and Horvat? That is he the one that with the really interesting? What is it?
Well, his name's Arthur Juan Brown.
Oh, I did not know that.
Because it was supposed to be Joan on the birth certificate, and they wrote it wrong.
They wrote Joe into Arthur?
No, his first name's Arthur.
Oh.
The second name is Joan. Jauan or whatever.
Okay.
And they accidentally just wrote Juan.
Oh, instead of Jawan, like Jawan Jennings.
Yeah, so his name is not Arthur Jawan Brown, it's Arthur Juan Brown.
Interesting.
Stupid ass name.
I thought that was interesting.
I think it is interesting. And what a sports radio host's dream of an anecdote. You know, like why we can have our things in a way that Paul's sports writer crew has theirs.
Hey, sports radio today is, hey, what would you hate more? Getting spit on or getting kicked in the balls?
I heard, did we talk about this? Where did I hear that? I heard a show.
No, I saw Michael Irvin tweet that last night. And I was like, oh, fuck. Radio is going to just do this all day. How can we talk about sports
without
actually talking about sports?
What are you sports thankful for?
That's it. That's what we're supposed to do today.
Yeah.
I'm sports thankful for you guys.
Okay. By the way, you sent in our group chat, Bart. I think it was already on Sunday, something about, the very basic thankful for sports radio topic. And then the next morning, I like to listen to or watch the YouTube of Bill Simmons and his I like his wrap ups. And the first thing, second thing they did within the first 10 minutes was the thankful for NFL edition. And I was like,
well, if he does a billow-meter on top 8 Thanksgiving foods.
Is that really what it is tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Man,
oh,
you work week indeed, huh?
So, yeah, you've officially called your.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I clocked out.
My professional duties this week, there's a position player pitching on the mound currently is what it feels like. And that hit around 11 o'clock yesterday. God bless Bukowski for being willing to do Bill's show today. That helped me out quite a bit. Do you have another topic, Paul? You've been so good today.
Oh, I do. I have one last one, but do we have time for it?
I got about 3 minutes.
Maybe we'll tee it up because I actually think it would be better if you guys listen.
And then if you are listening on audio, stick around for a 90-second voicemail from Brick in West Allis. That's how I'll end it. I have no commentary after, but it's a good voicemail he called in, so I'm going to play it. Carl's Place voicemail, 402-915-BART. By the way, number 1 at the Happy Place Hemp table, Thanksgiving table. I fucked that up. Seltzer, Happy Place Hemp. I'll tell you more in a second. Promo code BART.
Rather than maybe, because I want to do this topic in more than 2.5 minutes.
Long form.
But top of your head, are there any NFL play-by-play announcers, national broadcast play-by-play that you just cannot fucking stand to listen to? Like you truly like have a reaction like fuck this game because I have to listen to this asshole call it.
I don't think so.
I have several. I have several. Several.
If you make this about Daryl Johnston,
it ruins my experience. Like because the whole time I'm just like this guy sucks. So
I didn't like Mark Sanchez. Everything he said was like an analogy.
Put analyst away.
So just play by play.
Just play. I mean, you can take whatever direction you want. I'm thinking
Al Michaels.
He's just done. I mean, he's just
present day Al Michaels.
Right. He's just done.
He's a legend. Show him some respect. Paul, who are you out on so aggressively?
So there's going to be someone like bullshit.
No, so there's a thing that a couple
someone good.
Okay, so let me ask you this: when Jim Paschke broadcasted, was he talking the way we're talking, or was he broadcasting?
I think that's just kind of how Jim Paschke sounded.
Correct.
Yeah, Jim's a consummate professional. Fox Sports Wisconsin.
My
Bucks, Pistons, NBA Cup. Everything's on the line.
My point is there are guys with a unique voice who are still talking, right?
Yeah.
They might be a bit like more punchy or bold or whatever the case might be, but they're still talking. Most NFL play-by-play guys are good at talking in their normal voice, but a couple of them broadcast in some old school traditional.
Oh, Joe Davis.
Joe Davis is a fucking dick, and I don't want to ever hear him call a game again. And I'm sorry, Joe, you might be a really nice guy. We might get along. I doubt it, but like. You got to not call games I watch.
I gotta,
and it's so funny you say that because you hear it, right? You know what I'm talking, even if it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, Joe Davis is calling a game like he's got press in his hat.
It's just like, no, who taught him that or who has encouraged him to get to this point in his career? Nobody wants that.
It's time for Dodger baseball. I got a friend in a group message that said they saw him in the concourse and a bunch of guys yelled, "Fuck the Dodgers" at him, which is actually very funny to me.
Like, I honestly genuinely feel bad to like dislike someone to the degree who I don't know.
I like Joe Davis.
But it's grating.
I like Joe Davis. I like Greg Olson. I like them both.
Mark Jones is my guy from
Greg
college.
Olson rules. But it's him and it's Adam Amin. And they both do the same thing. They're both broadcasting in this way where I'm gonna try to emulate what I heard. They carry the S's. Tell me, you guys are, I know you're not broadcasters in like the same sense because you're doing long form, but like, no, I don't know. It's different.
Won't give him a look.
We could dial it up. I'll dial it up this goddamn minute if you want me to, Paul.
But it's a different art form, right? No, I would say it's a different.
Welcome to another episode of Into the Winklerverse.
Right. Okay, so you just did the thing, the extended S on the end of the sentence. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions.
So, okay, I got to pause. Why do you know that?
On Thanksgiving.
Why do you know that? Is it just because
How do I know that?
You're observant?
Because I'm a fucking smart person.
But do you like Bart, again, this is one of those things where if we weren't friends, I would listen to you because you say things that very few people I think, much less would then say, but you notice them. And so, like, here's the example I'll give. It's a pick 6 for the defense. These drawn out S's are just, someone needs to tell them to knock it the fuck off.
Someone should tell Kevin Burkhardt to actually talk like a broadcaster instead of just sounding like he's just a guy talking into a microphone.
Yeah, I could not disagree more. Just talk. You can talk emphatically, but just like, aren't we out of this era? Like, Grant, I can't believe you're opposed. Maybe I don't know, but like,
I need Joe Buck and Troy to have a little less comfortability with their jobs.
Oh, I couldn't disagree.
Come on.
I could not disagree more with you, Bart.
Just a little less.
Just have a conversation while you're watching football and be good at it. Don't talk with this unnecessary. Okay, clearly this is every once in a while, like every month, right? We'll find one topic where I'm like, I can like toe like the medium host line where I present the topics and I'm like, yeah, here's what I think. And then once in a while I'm just like, and this is ruining my life. Here's one that's just ruining my day.
Yeah, you're a mess.
I mean, when was the last time any of us learned anything from Daryl Johnston? I mean, I just
I know you're doing this to tease me.
I do actually. I feel smarter watching. I enjoy Greg Olson. I don't need him. I don't watch every other game thinking, God, I wish Greg Olson was here to explain this shit to me. Like, that's not how it is, but I do like him.
All right, I'm going to give you the Bartometer and then pick up my kid.
Okay. Can you do it in an announcer voice?
No. These are the top 8 Thanksgiving foods that must be on your Thanksgiving table. Number 8, pumpkin pie.
Don't do it in that voice.
It sounds
Number 7, dinner rolls. Dinner rolls are like the utility man. They're like the 8 hitter. Nobody needs them, but they're going to come up in a big spot and soak up your gravy. Number 6. Now, this one can be any family dish. Some people like the mac and cheese. Some people like the green bean casserole. Some people like polenta. You're not going to have usually a combination of them, but you're going to have one, and it's going to be made on that note card with grandma's handwriting. It's the only time you still think of her. She died 20 years ago.
So it's a platoon? You're platooning one of the spots on the plate?
Yes. Number 5 is cranberry sauce. Now, I'm not somebody who likes cranberry sauce, but if it's Thanksgiving, it has to be on that table. It just goes with the accoutrement. At number 4 is mashed potatoes. You might think they should be higher, but you could get mashed potatoes at a KFC. If you could get mashed potatoes at a drive-thru window at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday, a random Tuesday, you can put them a little lower on this list. At number 3, you gotta have gravy. Everything is better with gravy. Number 2 is stuffing, dressing. You call it whatever you want. I call it yum, yum, delicious. And at number 1, it's got to be turkey. Look, too many people over the years have been substituting turkey. Hey, we don't have a turkey. We have ham. We don't have a turkey. We have roast beef. Fuck you. This is Thanksgiving. You have a goddamn turkey.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, I got to go.
That's pretty good.
If you're going to do a list like that, yeah, it has to be in that voice.
Thank you, fellas.
Just don't extend the S.
I've been thinking, just leave with this, how we're all the eldest child. If we were not all eldest childs, we wouldn't still be doing this podcast. I think part of being the oldest child is never feeling okay quitting anything. I'll do this until I die, as I do many things.
No, because I need you.
Okay. And I need this, Bart. I need this as much as you. Thank you. This is fun. I'm thankful for you both.
Now I'm going to continue that voice and talk about Happy Place Hemp, which also should be at the table. I'll talk to you guys. Hey, Packer post game if you'd like on Thursday.
Did you say Packers?
It's the Bart Winkler Packers post game show.
Sure. All right. Bye, friends.
Bye.
Really big shoe. Really big. Happy Place Hemp. Happy Place Hemp. The promo code is BART. This gets you 25% off each and every order. I'll even throw it on the screen. Look at that. That's how you spell BART. B-A-R-T. The seltzers. So I'm bringing some seltzers up to Thanksgiving, and I'm going to casually have one pre-turkey. And then they're going to say, Bart, are you tired from the turkey? I'm going to say, sure, that's it. But the seltzers are great. That's been my Sunday routine, man. A little 20 mg and drift, as I talked about with Billy. But again, Happy Place Hemp, promo code BART, 25% off. Great stocking stuffers, great for family time. You know the drill by now. The promo code works the day that it did, the same way that it did the first time I told it to you. So again, continue to get those, and I do thank you. Happy Place Hemp, promo code BART, 25% off. All right, I'll have a Packer post game on Thursday. Keep your eyes peeled for more over the weekend. Thank you, as always, after this voicemail, for stopping into the Winklerverse.